So, what are you in for? Oh please, who are you trying to fool? No one ends up in the deepest cell of the Baron's dungeon, bound in chains no less, for nothing. Come on. Surely there are no secrets between the condemned. Besides, look around. Who else do you have to talk to? So, what flavor of criminal are you? Master thief, serial killer, political prisoner? Or perhaps all of the above? Ah, very unpleasant. And the more relevant question, were you the one responsible? Fair enough. Although admittedly, whether you're innocent or not is likely irrelevant for the Baron. It's a show of force, a political play if you will. He will embellish your crimes somewhat and probably add some more misdemeanors to the list. The town criers will tell tales of your atrocities against decency and brand you a heretic, diabolist, or, celestial realms forbid, a spy. A few days of torture will go by, perhaps extending into weeks if you're unlucky, before they finally manage to wring a confession out of you. Then they will exclaim to the people how, under the watchful eye of the Baron, your corruption was halted before it could spread, and the people will cheer. After that, well, it's entirely up to the Baron. Depending on his mood, you will be hung, drawn, and quartered publicly as the people watch and laugh at your misery. If you're lucky, he might even go to the lengths of designing a whole new method of execution, one befitting your crimes, of course, for the Baron does not lack a sense of irony. Hells, you might even share its name. It would certainly be an interesting legacy, to say the least. Or perhaps he may simply leave you to rot here until he needs a new scapegoat, and then you may still have to partake in the former option. Oh, I'm not here of the Baron's wishes. I'm here of my own volition. It was bold of you to assume that I was locked up, just as you. Good evening, convict. Ah, I see you've begun to notice my more exotic features. My barbed tail, my ebony horns, and how could I forget about the piercing gaze from my infernal eyes? Don't try to run, you'll only hurt yourself. And stop screaming, the guards might come and beat you senseless. Or worse. I hope you understand that you do not need a tongue to sign your confession. Good. Now we are calm here, you and I can have a civil conversation. Know that I mean you no harm, convict. In fact, I might just be the only being who can help you with your predicament. But first, as a show of good faith, you seem somewhat ravenous. Please eat. After all, it would be improper to do business on an empty stomach. Such suspicion for one in such a position. I would have hoped that you would have accepted a meal of this measure. But if you are to be so stubborn, I understand. After all, it is possible that you would be fed such a filling meal whenever the guards remember to feed you. And who knows, whatever they may scrape from the kitchen floors might even be of a similar quality. Alas, if you insist, I can make it disappear. Give me a... Good. Eat, drink, gorge to your heart's content. Let it be known, I do respect your suspicion, but when you have no other options, I would recommend accepting whatever boons may come your way. I know the food is good. It was conjured by my magic after all. You seem surprised. Of course, one such as I would possess a great aptitude for magic. How do you think I was able to sneak past all of the guards and waltz right into your cell without causing a mass panic across the prison? A simple illusion, one of the easiest of the myriad of powers at my disposal. Now, I think introductions are in order. May I inquire as to your name? Your mortal names are so odd compared to ours, so simple and basic. Many only seem to be a single syllable long. Then again, the tongue of all mortals lacks much nuance. Do not be offended. It is simply the truth. And I highly doubt that what you speak is of your own design. You wish to know my name. You have no idea how foolish it would be to give out my name. I have spent far too long scouring the land of all who know of my true name, and simply put, I have erased all records of it from existence, as well as all who knew it. But if you require something to call me other than my lord, then I suppose I shall oblige, and I will even be so generous as to use your tongue, despite its many, many flaws. You may refer to me as Imperialex. Whilst you may deem it a strange name, it is the one I have given you, and you shall use it. But now that the pleasantries are out of the way, I would think you must be curious on why I'm here. This horrid and squalid cell is not a place befitting a being such as I. To briefly answer your question, what I am is not important at the moment. Perhaps in the future I may elucidate you depending on how our conversation goes, but that future remains to be seen. However, I will assure you that I am not mortal. Now, to business. Putting it plainly, your situation is bleak. All you have to look forward to is torture and defamation, followed by a particularly slow and painful death. Your hopes of escaping your predicament by mortal means is slim to none, and the slim chances that you may still die of disease, or the even more unlikely event of the prison collapsing, crushing you under the rubble in the process. Ah, it is good to see that you have no delusions about your future. However, notice I did specify all mortal means. If you were to put your escape in the hands of a higher being, then the odds are raised drastically in your favor. All of the faith in your gods will not save you. None of them would be so brazen and bold as to act upon the mortal world in such a way, especially to save the life of one they would deem worthless. But other beings might see potential. The potential of a life such as yours, The endless possibilities that you could pursue if only you were given the opportunity to prove it. I believe that I could grant you the opportunity you deserve. With my assistance, you would be able to escape this hellish mausoleum, reclaim your freedom, grant vengeance against those who put you here. They cast you aside, with no more care for a life than they had for an insect. I see that you can do great things, but I know that we can do greater things. What can I grant you? Why, my friend, I can grant you power. I can grant you freedom. I can grant you a second chance at life. You can for once have agency within the mortal world. The ability to defy the will of the world can be in the palm of your hand if you allow me to help you. I see you are wise, but calling it a catch quite frankly hurts me. The fact you would think of me as some trickster or charlatan seems awfully rude when I am simply trying to help you. Yes, you are correct. To strike this deal and give you the means to your freedom, I would require some offer on your end. A bargain shall always have two sides, whether they are known or not. In exchange for your escape, I would ask you do some tasks for me. Slave is the wrong word. You would still have agency within the mortal world. I would simply ask that you aid me as I would have aided you. A simple exchange of goods and services. Nothing more, nothing less. There is an order to all things, whether it be feudalism or cosmic law. As with your laws, there are some who manipulate the order to better their own standing, and they will trample on anyone beneath their feet if they see it fit. You are a victim of the whims of these people, as am I. Those I speak of are not important. All you need to know is that we can rewrite the pecking order. We can change how the world works, and we can be the ones reaping the benefits. What more could you ask for than the power to live your life as you see fit, without intervention of those who only see you as a stepping stone? We can do great things together, you and I. All that I require is your agreement. In this bargain, I take nothing from you, and I give you the power that you deserve. You know the terms. All that I require is your agreement. This offer will not last forever. You do not have the time to think. Others would be willing to take me up on my offer, and once you have finished your contemplation, the offer may be gone, and your only chance at freedom gone with it. You have to decide now if you are willing or not. Marvelous. It brings me great joy to know that we have come to an agreement. Now, let me remove your bindings. Now, give me your hand. Stop your screaming. It is only pain, and pain is temporary. Remember this. It will serve you very well. There now. That wasn't so bad now, was it? I assure you there was no need for all of your theatrics. No, it is not a brand. You are not my property after all. Rather, it is a sort of signature, a mark that will bind our agreement. It has allowed me to impart a shard of my power and knowledge. Utilizing my gift should be as natural as breathing to you. Hush now, we don't have much time. Your little outburst has drawn some unwanted attention, and once they see you free of your shackles, I doubt they will have much mercy to spare. So, arm out straight, point at the door, and concentrate. Oh dear. Well, if you weren't a murderer before, you certainly are one now. Come now, you must make haste and escape before any more guards are drawn this way. I will take my leave now, and I will contact you once you have escaped. Do not forget your side of the bargain. I know I certainly won't.